Hello and welcome to News 500. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Erich McElroy.
And these are the headlines.
London named the second best city in the world for young people to live in. The first best city is Never Neverland.
Is that the one with Michael Jackson? David Cameron calls this election career-defining. At least that's what he put on his application to the job centre.
The Sun in England comes out for the Tory party, while the Sun in Scotland comes out in favour of the SNP. The Sun in Scotland has come out. Has anyone checked that?
We have to start by offering congratulations to the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge on the birth of their daughter.
So exciting.
It's easy to be a cynic, but it's not every day that Kate and Wills have a baby, which is good, or Kate would have a twat like a burst zeppelin.
So cute.
The newspapers reported the birth of their little girl, weighing 8 pounds 3 ounces. Typical tabloids, already obsessed with her weight. Next they'll be asking if she's beach ready.
Ooh, will she float? It's a relief that the royal baby was not born on election day because of fears of a possible coalition. The last royal to be the result of coalition was Prince Harry.
Ginger government. The new princess has been named Charlotte Elizabeth Diana. Pizza Hut have said that if you're called Charlotte, you'll get a free pizza, and it too will be delivered in around 2.5 hours.
She delivered in only 2.5 hours? Has anyone checked that?
It's like a zeppelin.
Yeah, pretty quick. So if you're called Charlotte, you get a free pizza.
Yep.
If you're called Elizabeth, you get like a really old pizza.
And if you're called Diana, you get a...
let's not go there. It doesn't turn out well for the delivery guy on the moped.
We've got lots of election news. The Conservative candidate Nicky Morgan has admitted accepting a donation from a man alleged to be a corporate spy. She denies knowledge of his vocation, stating, "If I'd have known he worked for a big corporation, I would have expected a lot more money."
Makes sense. There is endless speculation about a hung parliament with this election. Coalitions, backroom deals. It's like House of Cards. It's so exciting.
And to tell us more, we're joined live from Westminster by Erich McElroy.
Live from Westminster?
From Westminster.
Now.
Right now.
Right now, but now, is it live from Westminster? Has anyone checked that? Okay. No problem. Hold on. Steve, hello.
Hello, Eric. Good to see you. So, can we call the election?
Well, it doesn't look like any single party is likely to be able to form a government because they won't have the necessary 326 seats, even though UKIP has been seen buying bulk seats at IKEA.
Surprising, because you'd think they go for British chairs. Are we headed for a coalition again? Does it look like the SNP will hold the balance of power?
Yes, but Ed Miliband has said he will not do a deal with the SNP, and Nicola Sturgeon says she won't do a deal with David Cameron. Nick Clegg is hoping to get on deal or no deal.
But that would mean no party can form a government.
Well, Steve, we've got a News 500 exclusive. Exclusive News 500! There will be a coalition government, and the coalition is Conservatives and Labour.
Wow, this is big news.
Yes. Both leaders know that the English public don't like them, but they hope that the English like the Scots even less.
But how will this work in practice?
Well, each leader will rotate as prime minister. It shouldn't be difficult. Both men are in their 40s, both have dark hair. They can even share the same security pass to get into number 10.
You have some very well-informed sources.
I hang out at a very good pub. Back to you and me. Thanks, me. The biggest sporting event of the century happened this week. Floyd Mayweather defeated Manny Pacquiao in one of the most boring fights of recent times. It comes in second as the most dull encounter after Katie Hopkins' battle with human decency.
Although Katie Hopkins in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, a lot of people would pay good money for that.
Yeah.
Bud Light has been heavily criticised for a new ad campaign that claimed it's the perfect beer for removing no from your vocabulary. In response, they've changed the tagline to Bud Light. You might get assaulted, but you won't be getting extra calories.
Anything's good as long as you lose weight doing it. Figures show London is the worst city in Europe for commuter delays. Although, to be fair, Europe is an hour ahead of us, so they always are getting a head start.
They always get it easier, the foreigners. This week saw World Naked Gardening Day, putting nudity on a par with pancakes and International Women. You know, last year I tried some naked gardening.
Oh.
As far as I know, I'm still banned from B&Q.
Wow. So how do you spread your seed?
I got a big hoe.
In a catastrophe that has affected many, the upload function on Facebook was briefly delayed for photos, forcing people to pay attention to those they were actually around in real life, in real time. One man received a black eye after a woman tried to tag his face with her fist. It was his wife, although he still got to poke her. Lucky guy. Oh, do they still have the poke function on Facebook? Can anyone check that?
The scientists have found that the average beard contains more poo than a toilet. And that's because after you've pooed on a man's beard, you can't flush it.
Hello, this is Charlotte. I'd like to order a double pepperoni pizza.
That's it for this week's News 500, the week's news in 500 seconds.
Has anyone checked that?
And to take us home, here's Luke Toulson with a special report on VE Day, as it's the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II. VE Day is the day when we commemorate those who lost their lives securing victory in Europe, much like VD Day when we commemorate those who lost their lives to chlamydia.
This is the letter my grandfather wrote to my grandmother while he was serving with the Royal Engineers during the Second World War. He writes here, O'Meara and I have just had 48 hours leave, and we went to, and then the censors crossed it out. But the censor didn't cross out the next line, which said, where we saw the pyramids and Sphinx. How stupid did we think the Germans were, that they couldn't crack that code? Okay guys, name's that town. I went to blank, where I saw the pyramids and the Sphinx. Düsseldorf, nein, Scheiße. Thank God Alan Turing was on our side. Churchill said Alan Turing made the single biggest contribution to the Allies winning the war for cracking the Enigma code, completely ignoring the fact that Indiana Jones single-handedly stopped Hitler getting a hold of the Ark of the Covenant, which would have made the Nazis invincible. I think that's better than a computer the size of a shed. It's meant to be a poppy. I mean, how insulting is that? Looks like a clown's nipple. Hitler's father's name wasn't Hitler, it was Schicklgruber, and he changed it to Hitler, which incidentally is the last time anyone changed their name to Hitler. He was born a bastard, nothing compared to his son, obviously, so he took his mother's name, Schicklgruber. Would Adolf Schicklgruber have been able to achieve what Hitler did? Yeah, right, Schicklgruber. Keep doing your shit paintings. I'll leave the last word to my grandfather. Hitler can never take away our common love of music, reading, gardening, and talking. That's literally all there was to do in the 1940s. What do you want to do this weekend? Talking? Sounds good. Fuck!